Hello, everyone. Welcome to
Hi.
SoulSpace podcast. We've been a little under the weather again. This winter needs to be done so we can get on with life and be better without the sickies.
True.
Um,
Well, it's Groundhog Day today. They said 6 more weeks of winter, so we'll see what happens with that.
yeah, we always have 6 more weeks in North Dakota.
Always. Yeah, I was like,
Or
well,
once.
6 weeks is normal. Is it could it be
Hey,
more than that? No.
yeah, yeah, true. Hopefully it'll be done. We haven't had it that bad this year, so it's good.
No. It's been great.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about unconditional love for yourself and for others, starting to celebrate the month of love. It is February, so um, it's all about love. So, we just thought we'd talk about a little bit, really your relationship with yourself is the most important one. And if you can have unconditional love for yourself, you are going to get along better with everybody. And with everything in your life is going to go smoother if you're nice to yourself and you have that love for yourself. And a lot of people, it takes them a long time to get there. Sometimes we're conditioned as we grow up. You can't do this, you can't do that. And no, you're not good enough for this. And all of those things that get drummed into our head sometimes by society and by our cultures and relatives and whatever. So it's kind of hard to turn that around sometimes. And that's something that I think both of us work with clients a lot, in coaching and in healing work. Just being, knowing that you're worthy of loving yourself and all of that, right?
Right. One of the biggest things a lot of people have is that knowing that they're worthy of love themselves. And
Yeah.
that's a root of a lot of things. And some people, have different ways that it expresses itself in their lives. One of the biggest pieces is, not being worthy of what they want and what
Yeah.
they deserve to have in their lives. And that's a big thing that kind of holds people back subconsciously from receiving the things that they want is that not feeling worthy. And that really does come back to that self-love, that being able to love yourself, being able to be with yourself, being able to be alone and be happy within who you are and know that you are being deserving of love and somebody who you could shower love on yourself. And being able to do that, like you said, Tracy, enhances all of your relationships because if you can love yourself first, that allows you to really know how to love others, and
Yeah.
it allows you to have that space to love others because if you don't love yourself first, it's hard to express love to other people because you don't feel like you deserve it. So why would you have it mirrored back to you?
Hmm. Yeah. And I know some people feel like it's selfish to love yourself and to um, spend time on yourself, spend time, nurturing yourself and all of that, taking care of yourself. We get, especially women, I think, get so caught up in taking care of everybody else in our lives. And we forget that we need to take care of ourselves too. And, just like on an airplane, you put your oxygen mask on first before you help others. And we need to remember that with everything in our life. We have to take care of ourselves. And just like right now, people have the flu and colds and stuff like that. And if you don't take care of yourself and take a day off to rest and rejuvenate and get some rest, when your family gets sick, you're not going to be able to take care of them, and you're going to be sick longer if you don't take care of yourself too, right?
Right.
So yeah, it's a huge, huge thing. And I think in our society specifically, People feel guilty if you're sick and you take a day off from work. Well, you can't get well if you don't stay home. And if you're carrying that sickness wherever you go, you're getting everyone else sick. So that's a part of self-love too, loving yourself enough to give yourself time to rest and recoup when you do get sick or hurt or whatever. Allow yourself those days off once in a while to just, and even if you're not working out, if you're not in the workforce, if you're a stay-at-home mom, sometimes you might need to find someone to watch your kids for a day so you can get better too. And I know that's hard, but unless you can all just hang out and snuggle in bed for the day, which I know my daughter-in-laws do both with their kids when they're sick. But you just have to take that time and allow yourself to heal and get better.
Yes, so it's really important that, like you said, you're taking care of yourself first because one of the things that they say that's very cliche, but it's so true, is that you can't pour from an empty cup.
Right.
So if you're not taking care of yourself, if you don't love yourself,
Yeah.
you don't have love to give to others.
Right.
And a lot of us, we want to love others. We want to have that being able to give and, like you said, take care of people. It's a very natural part of ourselves to want to do that, especially as women. Men also, but especially as women, it's like that's part of where, we have that very nurturing side to ourselves.
Mhm.
But if you don't love yourself first, you don't have as much love to give to other people. But the more that you fill yourself up with love, the more you fill yourself up with rest, the more that you fill yourself up with fun and passion and the things that you enjoy, the more you'll have to give to others, the more energy you'll have, the more love you'll feel inside of yourself that you just can't wait to share with the other people around you. The ideas and the passion and the things you'll be able to share with other people.
Yeah.
So it's just really important to remember that without yourself being filled up, there's so much less to give to other people. And giving is joy. It's the joy of life to be able to give to others and share with others and interact with other people and bring ideas and new things into the world. So, without having that self love first, you don't have that creative force within yourself to share that out, and that's part of our journey of life. And so, to not being able to do that through not having yourself filled up with that love of self is, something that drags a lot of people down and makes them feel tired and overwhelmed.
Hmm. For sure. I know one exercise that I learned a long time ago, I think maybe when I first started learning about doing life coaching, and I don't know if we did it during class or what, but was mirror work, looking in the mirror and telling yourself I love you, or, you're beautiful, or I'm beautiful, whatever, just doing that in the mirror makes a huge difference in your life and the way you feel about yourself if you can do that. And I know I've done it in a couple times in a class or a workshop with people, and there's people that can't do it. It's hard for them, and tears were shed and all of those things came up. And it can be really hard for people if you're not used to doing that. And if you didn't grow up in a nurturing environment, it can be really hard. Um, so I know it sometimes, even if you were brought up, I know it wasn't hard for me to do it, but it was weird. I felt weird doing it. Like, this is so dumb, I didn't get it. But once I started doing it, it was like, oh, I can feel a difference in myself when I do nurture myself like that. You do tell yourself you're beautiful and tell yourself that I love you, and it makes a difference in your day when you can do that in the mirror. So something to try out there. If you've never done it before, give it a try and see how it feels. And And if you do it on a regular basis, it will help you to love yourself more and to give yourself that feeling of worthiness that you are worth loving. And if you can love yourself and be worthy of that, then other people can love you even more, you know? So, yeah. How about you? Did you have an experience with that at all, Carissa, ever doing the?
Yes. Mirror work was super hard the first time that I tried to do it. I cried the first time I did mirror work, you know? Um, it's one of those things where you're like, this is gonna be kind of weird and kind of dumb, like you said. But
Yeah,
when you try it, it can be a profound and powerful experience,
right.
especially if you do it a couple of times.
Yeah,
If you go, a few days in a row and you do it, especially if you think it's dumb,
yeah,
because you never know how powerful a tool is actually going to be until you use it,
right.
right? So if you don't give it a chance, you'll never know the changes that could take place if you give it a shot. And
Yeah,
I knew that mirror work was powerful
uh,
because, I had read Louise Hay, but I had been kind of afraid to try it.
yeah,
Looking myself in the eye and having to do all that. But it's super powerful experience to be able to look in your own eyes and say, I love you.
yeah,
You feel yourself mean it.
yeah,
That's such a powerful experience because then you realize I can love myself and
yeah,
it's a positive thing and it's a positive feeling and it allows you to let go and release so much baggage that you've been holding on
right.
from, like you said, you picked up here, picked up there, picked up in childhood, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
It's such a powerful experience to go, okay, none of that matters because I love myself.
yeah. And I'm worthy
And I'm
of,
worthy of my own love.
yeah, yeah. What a concept, huh?
I know, isn't it crazy? But a lot of people don't allow themselves
Yeah,
to get there, to really open up to that. And it's such a powerful thing because like I said, like you said, if you can love yourself, that allows you to allow more love in. And a lot of people who are looking for relationships, this can be such a powerful tool
right.
to finally open up yourself to being open up to a relationship that you want. Because a lot of people want that loving
Mm,
two-way street relationship. That's what they're looking for. Well, if you can't love yourself first, you can't attract that kind of love because
yeah,
you're having resistance to it within yourself.
yeah.
So it can be super powerful if you're willing to give it a try. Mirror work is a wonderful tool for you to give an attempt,
Uh,
especially if you're looking for a relationship with somebody, a loving relationship.
yeah, yeah. If you've been looking for a relationship or never had a long-term relationship, or, you always pick the wrong type of partner or whatever, you probably do need to do more self-love work, because then you're going to create the perfect partner for yourself. Once you love yourself enough to not settle for somebody that's not going to be compatible with you, and you'll know your worth more when you can love yourself first. So it's so important to work on that. And it's a constant work, just like anything. You go up and down, where sometimes you get mad at yourself for doing something, or feel like a failure sometimes, or feel like an imposter sometimes, or whatever it is. You need to keep working on that and get through it and get on the other side of those things. And so, we're never done working on ourselves. I know people want to be, but we're never done. So, can you get over
Oh,
it? Yeah,
we're all beautiful works in progress.
yeah, for sure. Yep.
And
Oh,
one thing that came up when you were talking, Tracy, for me is, we talk about how happiness is an inside job. Well, love is an inside job too. Because
Yeah.
anything that you want to see from the outside world coming in, you need to start with feeling and knowing and experiencing inside first.
Yeah.
Before the world can reflect it back to you, you have to be experiencing it within yourself. And that's why we're saying it's so important to love yourself first so that you can experience that also out in the world.
Yeah. I'm just writing down that quote. I expanded on it a little bit. Love, joy, and happiness. It's all an inside job.
Hmm.
So,
Very
so
true.
true. Yeah. Yeah. One of the things that I started doing, and this was something that I couldn't do without crying at first, was to read the poem Our Deepest Fear, this quote from Marianne Williamson. And so I'll read it now and you can see how it resonates. And it's so true. And when you were talking about loving yourself, it's really you when you start doing the mirror work and shadow work and stuff like that, you can really feel it deep down into your soul. It's not a superficial thing whatsoever. It goes deep. And that's why I think it's so hard for some people to do because they're scared to look within, I think, and a lot of people it's hard for them to do is to look within. But once we start doing it and realize how freeing it is and how important it is, it you have to do it. You have to keep going after a certain point, right? Um,
Right.
I know
You know,
I,
it's part of our personal growth to be able to get out of our comfort zone and
yeah,
do something different
right.
that produces a different result.
Yeah, yeah. So here it is, Our Deepest Fear by Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not in just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I just love it.
I love
My
that.
favorite thing. Yeah. So find that poem, find that, and read it to yourself every day. It gets easier and easier, and you probably will cry at first. I know I did for a long time. And I remember the first time I did it in a workshop in front of people, and my voice was just crackly. I could hardly do it, but I made it through, and now I don't have trouble with it. But it's it's a good thing to read to yourself every day, I think.
You know, and that it brings up a really good point too, that by allowing you to love yourself,
Hmm.
you show others that they're allowed to love themselves too. So
Absolutely.
what an example that you can be for all of the people around you, your children, your spouse, your friends, your family, the people you meet, to say, I love myself. You
Yeah,
have permission to love yourself and to be that example. You know, that shines brighter than almost anything else. If you can embody
yeah.
that self love, you're showing other people that they have permission to do so also, and
Mhm.
that they have permission to shine, and that they have permission to be fully themselves, just like you are. And
Right.
how empowering that is, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's something that we should teach our kids when they're small, and I think generations now do more of that than they did when I was growing up, or probably when you were growing up. We're more we've gone through it more, so I and have been taught as adults to do better. And I think, now generations are a little more apt to do that for their children so they don't have to go through the same crap we had to go through, but you always want to do better for your kids, right?
Right.
So I think maybe it's a little more shown nowadays than it was back when I raised my kids or when I was raised. So yeah.
Good to instill confidence
Yeah.
in children so they can grow up as confident beings as well. It's great. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. And you working with kids, you probably see that more now that it, from when you were a kid, you
Yeah, I
maybe,
see all sides of it, but one thing I really like to see is social emotional learning brought into classrooms. It's
yeah.
so needed, and myself, being a trained counselor, trained therapist, I
Mhm.
know the importance of, like we talk about all the time, knowing what your emotions are,
Yeah,
being able to check in with yourself, and being
right.
able to label things so like I know how I feel, and learning positive and ways to express that and positive ways to cope with those feelings and positive ways to express those feelings and being able to express ourselves.
Yeah,
Such an important thing. And, you and I, we teach everybody here the importance of your emotions and your emotions as guidance. And so I think, it's so important for all of us to be able to recognize where we're at so that we can continue forward because it shows us where am I really and where am I in relationship to where I want to be.
yeah.
And we need to think about that with love too. When I think about myself, how do I feel?
Mhm.
How do I truly feel about myself? And is it where I want to be?
Yeah,
Do I feel that unconditional love for myself or do I not? And
right.
if I don't, where am I in relationship to where I want to be? And how can I start moving step by step towards where I want to be? And mirror work, like we talked about, is a wonderful start for anybody, no matter where you are on that scale of self love, can always get better.
Yeah.
And it can always be better than that. And so that's a wonderful tool to start with to begin that journey of really opening yourself up
Mhm.
to beginning to love yourself more, whether you already do a lot or you don't so much.
Yeah. Yeah. And even when you've gone through the work and you've done it more often, it's good to just do to give yourself a little boost in the morning. You can look yourself in the eyes really close in the mirror and it just makes you giggle after a while. You just, oh, okay, have a good day. I love you, or whatever. And it's something kind of fun to do. And it makes you start off the day on a good note. And you're just, you just giggle. I do anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you dork, you look funny or whatever, you just it's kind of fun to do, and then you can laugh about it, and it's crazy how you'll notice when that switch flips, when it goes from hard and then it gets okay, but it still feels really weird. And then pretty soon it's like, oh, I can do this, hi, it's you again, you know. So yeah, it's pretty cool when you feel that difference in yourself after doing the work for a while.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty amazing when you can feel that where it does become comfortable,
Yeah,
and it becomes fun
yeah,
even.
yeah.
A lot of people don't talk about mirror work being fun, but guess what? If you do it for a while, mirror work becomes fun.
It becomes fun. You can laugh at yourself a lot easier. It's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you had a little piece you wanted to read too, didn't you? Out of
Yes.
okay.
Um, so obviously when we're talking about mirror work and loving the self, Louise Hay is one of the ones that really comes up as like a pioneer in this area. So I have, of course, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay because it's one of my favorites. But I found an affirmation. It's in the very back of the book, and it just really brings home what we've been talking about. And so I just want everyone to take a second with me and close your eyes. And I want you to listen to these words and I want you to take them in. And if you want, you can say them in your head along with me to kind of really reaffirm these words for yourself. All right, you ready? Let's just all take a deep breath and blow it out. Deep at the center of my being, there is an infinite well of love. I now allow this love to flow to the surface. It fills my heart, my body, my mind, my consciousness, my very being, radiates out from me in all directions and returns to me multiplied. The more love I use and give, the more I have to give. The supply is endless. The use of love makes me feel good. It is an expression of my inner joy. I love myself. Therefore, I take loving care of my body. I lovingly feed it nourishing foods and beverages. I lovingly groom it and dress it, and my body lovingly responds to me with vibrant health and energy. I love myself. Therefore, I provide for myself a comfortable home, one that fills all my needs and is a pleasure to be in. I fill the rooms with the vibration of love so that all who enter, myself included, will feel this love and be nourished by it. I love myself. Therefore, I work at a job that I truly enjoy doing, one that uses my creative talents and abilities, working with and for people whom I love and who love me, and earning a good income. I love myself. Therefore, I behave and think in a loving way to all people, for I know that that which I give out returns to me multiplied. I only attract loving people in my world, for they are a mirror of what I am. I love myself. Therefore, I forgive and totally release the past and all past experiences, and I am free. I love myself. Therefore, I live totally in the now, experiencing each moment as good and knowing that my future is bright and joyous and secure, for I am a beloved child of the universe, and the universe lovingly takes care of me now and forevermore. And so it is.
That's beautiful. Love it. Yeah. So put that book on your wish list, or if you don't have it in your library yet. It's so
It's one of
and
the best books you'll ever read for yourself. It's so good.
yeah, yeah. And there's so many little poems and stuff in there like that, or little prayers that you can read over and over, and you'll feel it every time you read them. So yeah, so good. All right. Any final words?
I would say take the time
Yeah.
in the next couple days to find something that really allows you to open yourself up to that love and that self-care and just do something for yourself
Yeah.
that says, I love me.
Yeah. Good. Good idea. Yeah. Even if it's the rest of today, do it. Do it. Do it. Yeah.
What? Sunday, why not?
Yeah. Okay, Carissa, where can we find you?
You can find me on the internet at Light of Hope Healing on Facebook. You can find us collectively on Facebook at Our Soul Space. You can find us both on YouTube together. If you're watching us on YouTube now, hello, YouTubers. Um, but we are at SoulSpace Podcast. If you're watching us on YouTube, wonderful. If you're watching us somewhere else or listening to us somewhere else, welcome. Come check out our YouTube. And working on my website still. So, Miss Tracy, where could people find you if they want to connect more?
I am on Facebook and Instagram at Inspired Signals, and my website is inspiredsignals.com. I have links to everything else on there. Links to all my favorite things and all my places of social media. So just go there, you'll find me. Yeah, I have some videos on my YouTube channel too. And the link I think is on my website, I think. But I do freedom release method on some videos on there. Still in the process of uploading, but someday I'll get them all up there. But yeah,
You'll
that
get there.
yeah, we'll get there. So start the month out with loving yourself and try a little bit every day. It'll make a huge difference in your life. And we'll talk about it more on Tuesday.
Yep. And remember, if you want more tools and more things that can help you in this process, make sure that you're subscribed to
Yeah.
this channel so that you get us every week and you can see all of our videos and we pop up for you so that you can continue this journey with us and continue your own motion forward because we want to see that happen for you. That's why we do this. So subscribe and like this video so other people can see it too.
Share it
And
out. Share it
we're
out.
gonna share it out. Yes, please share it. And we'll talk to you guys more on Tuesday this week.
Yes. All right. See you soon. Bye
Bye.
bye.